Welcome everyone, I'm Jim Smith. I'm the LANDFIRE Program Manager for the Nature Conservancy. Welcoming you to another video in a series that demonstrates all the different ways that you can access LANDFIRE spatial data products. In the first video, we showed you how to use the new LANDFIRE Map Viewer. In the second video, we demonstrated how to download full product mosaics or to interactively identify a specific area of interest and then download those LANDFIRE program products that you want to use. Check out those videos at the links on your screen. In this video, we're going to demonstrate the various streaming options that are available to you for accessing LANDFIRE spatial data. That is WMS WCS service calls, image services, and ArcGIS Online. And we'll briefly introduce you to a final option, the LANDFIRE Product Streaming Service, which will be described more fully in a separate video. So as usual, go to www.landfire.gov and select Get Data. The panel on the far right contains the streaming options that the LANDFIRE program makes available to the user community. All these streaming options allow users to connect directly to LANDFIRE spatial data products without actually downloading those data sets to their local computer. We're going to begin with the first option, WMS WCS service calls, but you'll need to refer to your GIS platform documentation to determine if these formats are accepted. Now note that when using a WMS call, pixel attributes are not available. When using a WCS option, a single attribute is returned for each pixel. Symbology modifications are limited in both of these options, so they're primarily used for browsing or displaying or just bringing in a map to some project that you have. So select the WMS WCS option in the right panel and you'll be taken to a web page with all the information that you need to utilize these options. So you see WMS and WCS URLs. Here's a document that will show you how to use these options within the ArcMap Pro environment or the ArcGIS Online environment. So further down the page are the data links themselves. They are organized by LANDFIRE version and by type. LANDFIRE versions represent conditions in different years, but you can find out more information on all these different versions on the program website. So you're going to want to copy the WMS link that you want to view, and note that I am going to use the WMS option here, but the WCS options are fully described in the document above. They do require a few more steps, but it is fully described in that document. So I'm going to copy a WMS link from the list here, and this is LANDFIRE version 2.2.0 or LANDFIRE 2020. So I'm going to copy that link. In this case, I'm going to use ArcGIS Pro, and I've started without a template, and I've started a map. So I'm going to go to Add Data, Data from Path, paste that link, that copy that I copied into the dialog box, and I'm going to select WMS OGC Web Service and add that to the map display. Now once present in the table of contents on the left, you can expand the layer tree to see what products LANDFIRE actually makes available to users through this WMS call. Now this could be slow depending on your connection, so I suggest unselecting layers that you do not want to display to speed up the process. Now also remember that in a display like this, only the topmost layer in the list that's checked is going to display. So if you want to see something down the list, you have to check off all the layers above it. Remember too that you're streaming data. You're not copying that data down to your local machine. You're actually going up and grabbing it and bringing it to display on the fly. So now let's look at a second option. We're going to use the ESRI Image Service. So I'm going to go back to landfire.gov. So I'm going to scroll up and you'll see ESRI Image Service, or select one of the image services. In this case, again, LANDFIRE 2.2.0 or LANDFIRE 2020. And you see there's a long list of layers that are available by geography within this version. So I'm just going to pick existing vegetation type as the layer that I want to display. I'm going to copy that link, go to Arc Pro, add data from path, paste the link. See, I get ArcGIS Server Web Service, and I add to the map. Now notice some differences here from the WMS WCS call. At the top here in the tabs, you have two new tabs, Appearance and Data. This allows you to actually change the appearance, the symbology of the data, and to view the attribute table. Let's go see what's available to us. So again, you see I picked the US 2.2.0 or LANDFIRE 2020 existing vegetation type that you see is now displaying in the display window. And I can get the legend by clicking on this down arrow on the left. I can view the symbology by going to Appearance, click Symbology, shows up on the right. Once it's all loaded, you'll be able to display any of the attributes that you wish within this EVT layer. So I can click in the box and you'll see the attributes from the EVT layer are available to me to use to vary the symbology of this map should I choose to do so. Or as alternately, I could change an individual color. Under Data, we can view the attribute table. But notice that the attribute table is actually a single record because it's the attributes for the entire ESRI image layer. You can view the individual pixel attributes by just selecting a pixel within the map display, identify them, and the different values will show up in this dialog box. So it is possible to see the attributes to change the symbology when you're actually using an ESRI image service, which you cannot do in a WMS WCS call. So let's move on to ArcGIS Online. So I'm going to go back to landfire.gov. And I'm going to go back to these links because I'm going to use a WMS link within ArcGIS Online as well. So I'm going to copy this link once again just to make sure that I have it. I'm going to open up ArcGIS Online. And this happens to be the TNC homepage, the Nature Conservancy's homepage. So I'm all logged in. So I select Map. I select Add Data from a URL. Paste that link into the dialog box, and you'll see it comes up as an OGC Web Map service automatically. I click Next. Now it's going to look a little different here because here you have to select the layers that you do want to view, not unselect the layers that you do not want to view. So I'm just going to pick LANDFIRE Biophysical Settings again from version 2.2.0 and add to map. Now you'll need to navigate because ArcGIS Online opens up in a global view. So we'll navigate to the area of interest, and you'll see here I do see LANDFIRE Biophysical Settings with the properties over here on the right. Again, ArcGIS Online option showing the BPS layer from LANDFIRE 2020. I'm going to remove this layer because I want to show this starting from a blank map, because you can also use an image service within ArcGIS Online. So again, I'm going to go up to the image service, select it, click on it, and select ArcGIS Online Map Viewer. So here's the BPS layer using ArcGIS Online and an ESRI image service. If I actually want to view the attributes, I need to open this in a map viewer. I'm going to proceed without saving. And now in this case, I can see the symbology and the attributes are available to me by opening it in a map viewer within ArcGIS Online using an ESRI image service. So I go back to the home page here for the Nature Conservancy, and in this search box, I type LANDFIRE and return. And you'll see layers that other groups, individuals, such as the Nature Conservancy, have posted and made available to the public that are related to LANDFIRE layers, but maybe symbolized differently or summarized differently or something like that. So it does give you an opportunity within ArcGIS Online to see data layers that were published by others that are based on LANDFIRE. So I'm just going to pick Alaska Historical Fire Regime Groups. Open in Map Viewer. And again in Global View, so I navigate to the layer of interest. Again, Alaska Historical Fire Regime Groups, ArcGIS Online, posted by organizations other than LANDFIRE. So finally, let's return to the Get Data page. Here's where we'll briefly talk about the LANDFIRE Product Service, LFPS. This is a new option that's now available for the more technically sophisticated user. So the LANDFIRE Product Service option provides a way to call for LANDFIRE spatial products from within a scripted application or using a form that's provided by LANDFIRE. And it provides these additional capabilities. Users receive a multi-band GeoTIFF. Users are allowed to resample to a coarser resolution within the LANDFIRE Product Service. The LFPS allows for spatial masking, and users can provide a shapefile to identify a specific area of interest. And finally, the full availability of all attributes and control of symbology is there when you use a LANDFIRE Product Service. So if you select the LANDFIRE Product Service link here, you'll actually be taken to a web page that has a form, a product table, and a user's guide. The separate video that I mentioned earlier will show you exactly how to use the form and exactly how to use the product table. If you'll click on the user's guide, you'll see if you'll scroll down to page 4, you'll see a full description of how you actually call the LANDFIRE Product Service from within a scripted application. So again, that's the user's guide about down to page 4 to see how to call LANDFIRE Product Service from within a scripted application. Alternatively, you can use the form as will be described in the different video. Now, if you have difficulty using the LANDFIRE Product Service, please contact the help desk via the homepage on the landfire.gov website. There are a lot of help sources within the LANDFIRE website itself. You'll go to Help. You'll see quite a few ways that you can actually access help within the LANDFIRE program. And an interesting way is this help desk dashboard that shows you previous submissions to the help desk, questions, and the solution if it's already been provided. And it is searchable, so I could actually type LFPS in the search window, and I'll actually get help desk tickets that are directly related to the LANDFIRE Product Service. So we want to hear from our users about, well, these streaming options are working. What are the issues you have? Is it working well? Is it not working well? Send questions to the help desk. Let us know if you need help, and we look forward to working with you even more in the future. Thank you.